wind, you can feel the wind, or if the painting of the sea, you can feel the sea around you because there's.
Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. This is Kathy, and we're gonna explore her art journey and how she started a whole art journey. So enjoy. Cool. So you can introduce yourself, Kathy.
Hi, I'm Kathy Christie, and I'm passionate about art. And Aidan and I know each other through exhibitions and through our common interest in painting and anything to do with art.
So, how did your art journey start?
So it started many years ago. I studied fashion design after I matriculated, and then I worked in the industry, and after having children and a family for many years, about 6 years ago, I went back into my art.
Okay,
and,
that's lovely.
Yeah.
So before, like when you were younger, did you always the kid always do art and stuff? Or?
Yes. So interestingly is when I was in about today called grade 7, we used to do an unprepared speech. It was, what do you want to do one day as a career? So I actually wanted to be an artist or a teacher.
And it was great.
A grade 7, like standard 5 for me, standard 5, but grade 7. And the interesting thing is that after studying fashion design, being in that industry, doing kind of like a full circle, I ended up painting the last few years, and then with my workshops and teaching. So what I spoke over my life in grade 7 actually came true. So now I'm a teacher in workshops, and I paint commissions and do my own paintings. Yeah.
Awesome. And so around about all this, so you studied fashion design. Did you work in fashion design while you painted, or?
I only did fashion design, and I ended up working in the film industry.
Oh.
So there was lots of fun, and I got different sets here and there, and it's movies and adverts. But when I was about 9 months pregnant with my first child, I stopped working, and then I became a full-time mom until, like I say, about 6 years ago that I started painting again, because I knew. Well, it was interesting because when I picked up a paintbrush again, or actually I started drawing, because drawing was my strength. And when I started drawing, I actually realized I hadn't lost it. If anything, I'd actually matured in it. And it's what I do full time now.
Lovely. So, like you say, like drawing was your strength. Like I also feel like when I always like take breaks, I always start with pencil again, and then I move to black and white painting, and then I move to color again. I don't know, it's just some type of steps I have in my mind.
Yeah.
So, with your paintings and stuff, so how did you explore it? When did you feel like cool? You just start painting now, like of 6 years ago. So, how has it been? Like, what's the journey like? And what is the challenges you have? And
Sure. Well, I think you'll understand being an artist is that because it's a passion, it makes it easier to work.
Yes.
The challenge is financial, because it is a luxury item for someone at the end of the day, coming to a workshop or buying a painting.
Definitely, yeah.
And especially in harder times like now. But I personally feel I'd rather cut those luxuries and be happy and doing exactly what I feel I'm called to do, the gifting that is in me. And I believe we all have a gift in us.
Yes.
And it might not be an artist, it might be a gardener, whatever it may be. There's something there, and I think when we find that sweet spot and we keep nurturing it, it brings happiness and fulfillment. And you might not always get to choose what you're going to eat, but as long as there's food and you can paint, then we're onto a good thing. So I wouldn't swap what I do. And like I say, I actually first started drawing and then went into painting. And the funny thing is, I did art at school, so I did have some, teaching.
Introducing to it,
But I actually sat on a friend's patio, and her name's Nessa Temlet, and
So you said you just sat on the patio. She was painting.
She invited some people to come paint because she created like a veranda painting vibe.
Oh, nice.
And she ran us through the steps with oil paintings, and that's how it started. And it was just here around the corner. So that was about 4 years ago, and I just found it was almost like a self-taught thing because she introduced me to it, but I had to learn how to do things. I never went on YouTube to check. I'm just not that kind of person. I like to explore.
Yes.
And I just eventually now, if I look at a photograph, it's so easy to distinguish colors and shadows and the steps to take. And that's what I love, is that what I've been learned myself, and I teach in a workshop. So my workshops are very casual. It's not a teaching. I don't like calling it a class because it's not a class. It's a workshop. It's fun, and sometimes people might arrive stressed and not really in the mood to paint. And as long as they're just having fun, that's my aim. And you know, the ones that keep coming back, because some people come just for a once-off, or other people, most of them tend to come back. And I grow them individually. So some people don't apply enough paint, or they apply too much paint, or they too much water, or they, wherever they are in their journey, because everyone's on a different journey with their art.
I was thinking now, it's like, it's a reflective of like at that moment what the person is going through or at.
It's and you work with their personality as well. So some are very anxious, and some are very, just go. And I think we're aiming for people just to let go of the anxiety and the stress. And the wonderful thing, as you know, with paint, not watercolors, but with acrylic and oil, is that you can paint a mistake and paint over it very quickly.
Yeah.
So the idea is, and you're not going to paint something perfect straight away, and it's a process, and you'll get there. And it's layers and layers of paint. And the more layers there are, the richer the painting looks. Personally.
You know, a lot of people, even just normal, we're not normal, we also normal people, but people that don't normally do art, and maybe like they feel like, like they're not against it, but they're not for art, but a lot of people can gain a lot from just doing art, like back when we were children, drawing and stuff.
Yes.
It's a very
therapeutic.
Very like me, when I do art, and if I maybe stop for a week or two, I just feel like I just need to get something out of me now. I just need to I've already over a week I've itching, and I have to
Yeah, and sometimes I think we do get a bit of a block, especially winter. I find people don't want to go out and paint, it's cold, and I also don't feel like painting. And I find when I have that time away from painting, I get that frustration, but it takes a lot. And then when I pick up that paintbrush, it's just that, it's like you let go of all of that stress. But we're all normal, so there are times when we do hold back a bit. And it's simple, just pick up the paintbrush. Yeah,
I think people have this, was obviously with the social media now, there's always ideas already out there, so when you just start, not knowing what you're gonna paint, there's no challenges, there's no right or wrong, you can just enjoy it, and there's no wrong way of doing it.
There's no wrong way. That's why when they come to me, then I'll explain to them there's no wrong or right. What I'm even explaining to you, if you disagree with me, do your own thing,
Like with your workshops, how would you let people just explore themselves, or is it something that you tell them that you have to paint, or do you just tell them you can just go flow and freely and just start or?
Yeah, you see, that's the most important thing for me, because I don't call it a class, it's a workshop, because it's fun and it's exploring and it's making mistakes. And as we said, with acrylic and oil, you can make a mistake and paint right over it. So it's more of an experience they must walk away with. And whether they've got the painting right or wrong compared to the picture is not the point. What's lovely is that those that do keep coming back, they grow personally with me, on a journey of developing their skills of painting.
It's a confidence booster, right?
It's a huge, it's what do we say? It's therapy. It's
I think
therapy.
for me, I'm used to painting, and mistakes I make, things will just happen,
Yeah.
And then when someone does something, it's just building the confidence and just adding another confidence to you. It helps.
It's a huge psychological thing.
Yeah.
And I don't take more than 6 people at a time because I'm often mixing different colours, paints with them, and they watch me, and then when they've been quite a few times, and they start to get the confidence to mix. But it's a personal journey, so I will have 6 people, perhaps all painting a different photo. So we don't paint off someone else's work. We take photographs and we paint off that. If they're going to paint something perfect like the photograph, then we're missing the point.
Definitely, because it's already a challenge.
That's stressful, number one. Initially, I kind of go that way so they can learn the techniques, the placing of colours and the highlights and the shadows and all that. But in the long run, it's finding their own signature of painting. So when we paint, we can recognise that's Aiden's artwork, that's Kathy Christie's artwork. So personally for me, during lockdown, I realised my drawings on par, I'm painting now and I'm enjoying it, but I need something that defines me, my art, that's different to other people's.
It's sometimes difficult to find that style or that.
Yeah, especially you don't want to look for it, you want it to happen naturally. So because I'm a woman of deep faith, I took it to prayer, and I prayed a lot. I prayed nearly a year about it. And I said, Lord, just show me, give me something that sets me apart. And it happened. And now it's like if I paint, it's the only way I know how to paint.
I can definitely see your work. When I ever see a photo of your work, I know this is your work.
And that's exactly what I prayed for. So now I'm in my happy space, and now I'm just, going from nature to sea views, which is nature, and I love people. Actually, people, hands, feet, faces are my favourite thing to do. But I've got all that.
I've seen those the recent ocean ones that you've done. Ocean ones that you've done, the recent ones.
The one I did yesterday.
The wave ones, like.
Oh yes.
Yes. The ocean views. Did you call it ocean views?
Yes, I'm doing little mini A3 ocean views. I just thought maybe it's easier for people to afford the smaller ones.
I mean, they look beautiful. They look really beautiful, but I mean, even the style of work that you do, it lends it to the water with the splashing.
Yeah. So what people have said and what I love, and there's nothing nice than loving your art, because we can be very critical.
But if you do something which you really like, it's just something if you've been thinking of or been praying about for a while, and now you do this painting. And I have one painting which I don't know even want to sell it or you want to do, but people want it, but I don't know. It's like it's attachment to it. So I don't know, like you say you love your art and like, but it's sometimes sad to let them go actually.
It's interesting that you bring up the attachment thing, because at the moment as much as I love my paintings, money is important, and I will sell anything that will grab someone's interest at the moment. But in saying that, I have photographs with high quality photographs taken of all my works, and my plan is, and I want to encourage other artists especially, that we should be printing it on products, t-shirts, aprons, cushions, because as artists we're not always business minded, and it's very important. So I'm trying to head that way, because as you know, if I think we're just painting, it's not going to bring enough income in, because it's here and there,
So in the workshops, how's that been going on?
It's always a dry period. I've noticed the last 2 years over winter, and now I'm putting all my my social media adverts out there. So I've got a workshop next Saturday at the lovely Weinberg Wine Estate, which is great because I've been scouting some wine farms, and I want the idea of you can choose a wine farm if you've got a group, or find out where I'm at, or you can even have a personal painting workshop at home. So I'm flexible. My times, everything is, my priority is my workshops.
The workshops, right?
Yeah, and then my painting comes in after that.
How many do you do a week? Or?
Oh, I was doing up to 3 a week when it was good, but at the moment, like I said, I've had a dry period, so I'm aiming at Fridays and Saturdays again, because that's generally when everyone's available.
Do you feel like 3 times a week it's like, is that like a nice number for you? Would you like to have like full, like Monday to Friday, or?
Yeah, I would like to fill up with art workshops. I would love to. Yeah, I wouldn't do Monday to Friday. I would definitely do like 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
It's only a 2-hour period, because as you know, after that time you can get tired, and yeah, so I like to do it in the mornings, preferably like 10:30 to 12:30, because then people are fresher. And it's always, I always want to have a beautiful setting, so I don't really want it to be in a closed up building or coffee shop. I want it to be in nature, where you know, everyone can enjoy a cup of coffee, because it's basically where there will be a coffee shop, and you know, they can order something to drink or to eat if they want.
I've actually just before I came to you, part of it, I went to a guy with a coffee shop, we just had a chat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's also was a new coffee shop opened up part of place. That's also part of it's a nice environment, you know.
It is.
It would also be a nice spot for you.
In fact, I want to speak to you, because Portofalo is a lovely place for us artists to go and exhibit. And that's my next move, to go and speak to them, because you know, I've got a heart for all artists.
Yes.
And I think if we could collaborate and all come together, and people can come meet the artist when they purchase the paintings.
But it's saying something about when the ocean or the glass is full, everyone drinks from. I mean, that's something like when it's full, everyone can drink, you know? You know, something like that.
I don't know.
That's the saying.
But it sounds nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's people like.
There's a pie, we can all have a slice.
Some people always feel like it's always a competition between artists, but I never felt like we're competing, but it's because like when the seasons are good, anyone can pick from the fruit. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know, like.
No, I absolutely agree. I don't see other artists as competition ever, because I'm quite happy if people want to commission me to do pets. Jane Pence might go to. She's very good. I don't know if you know Jane Pence.
I know Jane Pence. I know Jane Barnes.
Yeah, Jane Barnes is a good friend of mine as well. But I'm in communication with all of them, and you know, if there's an art exhibition happening, I'll let everyone know. And as you know, we're quite a big group growing that support each other. And if somebody's going to want to buy a car, they're not going to come buy my painting, so why not have your art next to mine? I'm not going to be swaying their mind.
I don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the core of the person you are. Because like when I also if we would stand next to each other and someone would come to me and they was about to buy and say, no, but I think I said one of that one, like, yeah, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, there's absolutely no hard feelings or no. I think we've grown up. We don't. You know, our sales will come, and we have to. That's where my faith comes, and I think that's what gives me peace. It's not a competition, and you know, it is financially tough, but I still have a roof over my head. I've got a meal. God provides,
So you've mentioned off camera, this is your favorite piece.
Yeah.
And it's from Hermanus. And like, so can you just tell me more about this piece? And Hermanus, is the place close to your heart?
I do spend a lot of time in Hermanus. I'm blessed with an aunt who has 2 beautiful apartments right on the sea. And I know Hermanus is known for whales, and a part of the business side of me thought, let me do whales because people love whales, and I absolutely love doing this. And I think that's what we were going to say earlier, and we got distracted. But my style, what I love about it, which sets me apart, is the movement.
Yes.
In the
movement in your
yeah.
paintings, yeah.
So if there's wind, you can feel the wind, or if the painting of the sea, you can feel the sea around you because there's a lot of energy in the background. And that's the part where I felt God said, Kathy, play. And while I prayed, I just felt Him saying, have fun. And that's what my whole thing is with people, with my workshops. Have fun.
When we spoke about the classes now, you're not selling art, doing art classes. You're selling the experience and the happiness of,
Yes.
it's not like, the people get happy and they enjoy themselves. That's what you, that's your motivation of the.
Yes, and I've got someone with autism that comes to me and she's grown, and I ask her, what do you want to paint? And if she doesn't know, then we look for something. But it's allowing a person to be who they are, not trying to tell them how to paint or just directing them and encouraging them. And I've got a lot of people that have said, Kat, I was feeling really down or I've been depressed, and this actually uplifts their spirit. I think it's
definitely
So and that's my heart, and that's why God also brought me the name Draw Near, which is James 4 verse 8. Draw near to the Lord and He'll draw near to you. So when we do draw, paint, garden, do what we love, we're drawing closer to Him, and we need that time on our own to just disconnect from life and everyday mundane things. So that's my heart. That's my heart.
And so a little bit background about you, like your family and your sister brothers.
Oh, okay. Yes, I come from a very big family. I've got 3 brothers. That nowadays you'll call that a big family. So
definitely,
my family all live in Cape Town, and I've got one brother who lives in Australia, and we're a nice close family, but we're not in each other's pockets. And in fact, we're all quite creative, and that comes from my mom's side. I've actually got a family member who's an artist here from the Cape. Yes. Name? It's gone straight out of my head. Thackeray. James Thackeray. He's if you go Google him, you'll find him. So there is definitely a strong art side in the family.
Nice.
And I was born in Pietermaritzburg, in KwaZulu-Natal, but when I was a year we went to Mthatha, so I had a wonderful upbringing in Mthatha till I was about 9 in the Transkei, on the Wild Coast, beautiful. And then Pretoria was where I spent most of my life, and I've been here in the Cape for 8 years, and inspired by the mountains and the sea and the nature.
So how do you find in like doing marketing yourself? Is it ever changed how to market yourself, and how do you find is it something that you enjoy doing?
I am very challenged
by marketing.
I mean, as you know, I don't even have Wi-Fi at the moment.
Yeah, that's a problem. We need to get some Wi-Fi.
But you know what? I always believe people are placed around you, and we all help each other. So, I've got people who've got strengths that I need that are willing to help me, and in return, even with my art, I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but I do bartering. So, my hairdresser asked me to do a commission. And
what is bartering?
Bartering. Or not bartering. What is it? So I did a commission painting for my hairdresser, and then she gave me the cost of the painting. I got my hair, like a
exchange.
An exchange. What do we call that again?
I don't know.
Is it not bartering?
I'm not sure. Maybe
it's not bartering, because bartering is bringing the price down and everything. It's not bartering. But anyway.
To exchange, kind of like you did a painting for, and
and then
the service for you for.
Yeah, and I got someone who's going to do a Wi-Fi, a website for me, and then was going to come for painting workshops. But that kind of fell through. But I'm always willing.
It's difficult, that one. It's difficult.
Yeah, but what I do is I just work out. Okay, the painting's worth 3,000, 6,000, whatever, and then it's like, okay, so what do you offer me for that amount, and we're working out like that instead of exchanging money. So I'm always open to that.
So how do you market now? Like, what is your initial idea about marketing?
Facebook, Instagram, and I network wherever I go.
You're very good at networking.
I'm very good at networking, you're right. Yeah, I've got a very open personality. I love people, so I'm always talking, and yeah.
Do you even explore that actually? Just speaking in general, whether it is online or somewhere where you can just stand and just talk, or even if you know,
but
when you have your Wi-Fi sorted out, you can do live stuff and like.
Yes, and saying that, you know, during lockdown, everyone was going online, and I was asked, why don't you do online painting workshops? Doesn't grab my interest. I've got to be with the people.
And touching.
Sitting here doing something in front of a video on my own, you've lost me.
Definitely.
Unless you've got people here sitting with me.
Yeah, extrovert. Definitely extrovert.
Fine. Yeah, extrovert.
Yeah, you get energy from the people.
Yeah, I love people like pets. I love people. Yeah.
So back to the marketing. When you think about marketing, like, what is your idea? I know like a lot of artists and people especially when I also like learned art and stuff, and like artists don't want to work with PCs, you know, they don't want to, they hate technology.
Yeah.
You know, so marketing.
Are we all like that?
No,
I know you're not.
I'm graphic design, you know, that's why I know the background or like the power of it all.
The importance.
Yes, the importance.
Very important.
If you think about marketing, you know, like, even though you hate it, you do it. So what is your steps? What do you think? Cool, I'm painting because you love to paint. Cool, I need to post this for people to see this. Why am I posting this? You know, what is the thought about? I just need to take a photo and share it, or that experience.
Yeah, I don't mind posting on Facebook and stuff because I enjoy the interaction. Because it also encourages one, hey, when you get the likes and you get comments, and you know, it keeps you uplifted. But I'm definitely exploring new avenues on how to sell more, because you know, it's one thing to put it on social media, but you need to find the right place, like maybe an online art exhibition. You know. Or someone's also told me to do an online
auction, maybe?
Yeah, auction. That was the word I was looking for, auction. But auction. I also feel I don't know if you'll get the same response if it's online compared to being, you know, a few artists with their artworks and the vibe, the atmosphere. Then people are more, you know, meet the artist, they want that piece. It's impersonal for me, the whole social media online thing.
What I'm trying to do at the moment, that's why I'm going to do all these car shows. What I'm trying to do is go to where the people are.
Yeah.
So I don't do any marketing because the show does not mean that people come to the cars.
Yes.
No, because I do car art.
That's right.
See, and I don't go to people to buy the paintings.
Yeah.
It's ideally just for marketing.
Yeah.
And if you do get commissioned, if you do sell something, it's a big, you know, it's a nice income or on the spot, you know, it's a reward.
Yeah. But you don't go with intention of
to sell paintings. It's information.
Yes.
It's cold connection. Cold clients, a person you meet for the first time. It's cold. They don't know you. They meet you for the first time.
Yes.
And then if they get a message from the next time, when they see you the next time, which means they're getting warmer and warmer. So they get to know you.
Yeah.
And then if they are more prone to buy something from you, if they know the person and they're like.
I agree with you. I think when they know the artist, they personally, know you. All my pieces that I've sold have been through people I know, and I love it because then I know my paintings are hanging in their homes. So that's great. So it's definitely what you're doing. It's exactly what I need to be doing.
So what I'm thinking now is like, sorry for interrupting. If you look at the type of stuff that you're doing now, say the oceans and stuff.
Yeah.
You can do some research maybe on oceans. You know, just general ocean information, so say maybe people
Yes.
talk podcasts about oceans, or websites about oceans, or blogs about oceans. If you target a specific one, say maybe whichever painting you did from the ocean, and they're doing the research on that ocean, and they have a display or marketing, or like, I don't know what you call this place where people can just go to it, and it's just ocean stuff,
Yeah.
and you go to where people that love oceans, and you just happen to be there doing paintings about oceans.
100%. I agree with you.
So
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is, do the research of where ocean stuff are happening,
Yeah. And then like you do with your cars, find out if there's they've got
place where you
an
can set
event
up.
on, and you can just go set up. Yeah, because this is the Cape, the Winers, and they love artists. It's all about art.
You can even just like Google, like, say for instance, if you do flowers, when
Yeah.
does people have a flower event?
Yes.
You say, look here, I know you
Yes.
guys always have flowers,
Yeah. Can I just come
and I
and
put my
sit
flower
down?
paintings up, and then like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, but we do charge you for this.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as in social media marketing, where you target the audience,
Yeah.
and you're just doing it in person, because art, people are not gonna so much as buy it. It happens sometimes, but it's gonna be it's just information. I'm Kathy, this is my paintings. and
So
this is my
actually saying this, last Friday, my daughter's high school had a fundraiser golf day at the golf course, and myself and another artist were invited to go set up, because it was a whole Paris scene, and it was, they wanted artists just to be painting, and we could sell our art, put it there to show people. So it's exactly what you're saying. So we sat, and they were so chuffed with the value we added to the whole idea of what was happening, and a lot of people came and spoke to us, and that's exactly what you're saying. It's what do you say, cold marketing.
Yeah, cold. Yeah, it's the first people you meet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
cold
now they come
clients.
to get to know you. They
Yes.
like to talk to you and watch you paint.
Yes.
Yes.
They all, next time they'll say that they follow you, or they see you at the next event.
Yeah.
Or you can
Yeah.
even ask them, look here, I see you're interested. Can I perhaps just have your email address? Or
That's
maybe
it.
just get a number from you.
Yeah.
I can just send you something if
So
I don't want this.
That's the other thing. I don't have cards and flyers, because those get lost and it costs money. So my advice for artists is actually to just always take numbers down, and then you can communicate with them. So I've got what do you call it, a business group on my
On your Facebook or
on my phone.
Okay, yeah, but
So when I have any
WhatsApp, like this group.
Yeah, so whenever I have an advert or anything, I've got about 160 people on there, and I just send it and it goes boom, boom, boom to everyone. And that I just discovered the other day. So
That's lovely.
I am challenged.
That's
But
lovely. Yeah.
it's continuing. It's not giving up.
Especially
Some days are not good. You get a bit frustrated and you feel like, oh, you're doing the right thing. But I'm sure you can understand and relate to that. But generally, it's having the mindset of a business. Yeah. If I had a rich husband, I could just paint away. But no, I have to look after myself. So
And let's say, like, also to also benefit you, because if you go to an event where there's oceans, or say Hermanus, like that, it's something you also love, and you just be enriched by the just environment.
yeah.
So it's for you, it's spoiled to be there. For me, if I do car shows and
Yeah.
I just want to also walk around and look at the cars. It's for me, it's
Exactly.
just a nice environment.
Yes. So it's not work.
Yeah,
It's
so
not,
like,
I don't ever feel like I'm working.